Hey guys, welcome back to Sex Mentality on the Lifestyle Network. Excited today. I have my girl Dada. We've been knowing each other for a long time.
Like over 15 years.
Yes, a long time. So I'm excited to share this platform and this table with my friends. Glad to be here. So, good topic, which I'm glad you're here. We're talking about 40 and dating, ladies and gentlemen. But right now, ladies, 40 and dating. I am a proud 43-year-old.
Yeah, I just turned 40.
Just turned 40. So we're going to talk about this dating world and what that look like when we're 40 and the challenges and we're going to talk about it. So when you think about 40, first of all, what was your thought process when you turned 40?
Well, mine was a little bit different. Leading up to the 40th, I had plans for lunch, which I never do. I never do stuff for my birthday. So I was pretty excited.
Mm-hmm.
On my actual birthday was pretty amazing and I was out of town. So I was pretty hyped, as scared as I was because I was out of town on my birthday, single, right? A single female, but I had a blast.
Right.
And it was, it opened up a new perspective almost like, okay, I'm 40. All right, let's go. 40, not 80.
That part. That part. When I turned 40, I did a girls trip with like my closest friends and we went out, we had fun and that. I think when I thought about 40, I thought, this is a new era. Like, is it really any difference from me being in my 30s versus being in my 40s? But technically it was because I feel like being 43 now, and sometimes I can't believe I'm 43, but to be 43 now brought on a new priority, new responsibilities. And as a 43-year-old and still in that quote unquote dating world, and you're not married and I don't know how many times I tell my ladies, you're technically single until you're married. But that's a whole new era when you're 40. Because it's not the same. The R&B men that was existing back then in the 90s with the love letters and the come on, being in the desert with leather on. Yeah, they used to do the shoo-wop, doo-wop, doo-wop. No, they are the amigos now. Did I say that right? They the amigos now. Did I say that right? Help me out, Pete. Did I say that right?
I don't know.
Yeah, they some other type of men. They are, first of all, don't call me a cougar. First of all.
Yeah, I feel like
that type of way. Don't call me a cougar because it's a young boy who's approaching me. Don't do that. I mean, can I not still be sexiness in my 40s?
Yeah.
Okay. So 40 and dating is challenges. So the challenges of a 40-year-old woman, what do you feel like we face when it comes to dating?
Well, I think we get challenges from both sides. We have the challenges of people that are in your ear. When are you going to get married? Or if you don't have any kids, when are you going to have kids? Or if you do have kids, where are their fathers? Are you dating? Who are you talking to? Like, there's so much underlying pressure for a woman anyway to marry, to have kids, to do all these things that are supposed to be the American life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When people were brought up in different ways, times are different. And, it's hard enough being over 40 and trying to date as it is without those pressures, let alone stuff like catfishing and this and that. There's challenges from both sides, but I think a lot of people hear, oh my gosh, I'm turning 40. My life is over. I'm never going to find anybody. I'm just going to be a cat lady. Well, I got a cat, but I'm cat lady. We're not doing that, so, but it's there, but honey, and so are we.
Okay, that part.
So let's go.
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges for me in my 40s and dating is that my expectations are a little bit different than what it was. Call me high maintenance, call me bougie, call me whatever you want to call me. But I have certain expectations that you have to be able to bring to the table for me to be able to show any interest in you or to allow you to show any interest in me or to even do anything. Open up those lines because in our 40s, we already in our world, our life as established. You know, I have a house, I have children, I have this. And not to brag, but it took hard work to get it. So at 40 and considering dating and being in a relationship, I don't want to lose it. I'm not going to lose it. So I think one of the challenges is also the way men approach you now. So they don't approach you like they used to. It's no courting culture. Yes, it's no courting. It's not courting. Sorry, it's no courting. It's no flirting. It's no chasing.
House at 8:00. What happened to can I take you out? Do this, do that. For instance, you're right. There's a difference, and I tell people this all the time, and I get hell as a female, but I don't care. There's a difference from a man going, "Do you want to go out? What do you want to do? What do you like?" Instead of saying, "Okay, I know you're free on Friday. I want to take you out. Right. Be ready at such and such." Because if you can't lead in setting up a date for us, the expectations of you leading anything else around is very small. But if you can't plan a date, people do things in different ways. And I understand if you guys are first starting to talk to each other, that's different. But if we've been, quote, talking, texting, whatever you want to call it for a little bit, and you got to ask me 40 questions before you can take me out, I don't even want to go there. I don't want to go. Tell me what to wear and when to be ready.
Cannot please.
That's the simplest of things. It is literally the simplest of things.
And I think it also showed me as a woman that you can take hold and be assertive in something. Now, granted, can we come together and plan date nights together? Absolutely. That's where the spontaneity, that's where that connection comes. But if we was raised in our generation, we was raised that the man leads, right? He leads. Well, like you said, are you off on Friday? We'll get dressed. This is where we're going. Meet me here. I'll pick you up there. I think it comes to that type of dating. I think now it's just that cookie cutter in the DM.
Superficial.
But like, hey, what you doing? What you doing? First of all, can I get a good morning? Thank you. Can I get a good morning? How your day go?
How are you?
How are you? At 7:00 in the morning, I should not get what you doing. No, what are you doing? Because I'm putting my daughter on a bus. How about that? What you doing? How's your day starting? So I think the expectation as a grown woman is, sometimes it could be 40, it could be 50. As a grown woman, as a grown man, dating should be in that grown status.
I'm not 18 anymore.
Right.
I don't know. I do not want to meet you at your house. Have never met you before. No, I don't want to go to a friend's house with another friend. Would they me or are we dating the friends? It's just, it depends on how you look at it.
Because that's our high school stuff. We all gonna go on a group date, We're not all going on a group date. Group dating is over. When you become, now if y'all do couple dating, there's a difference. There's a difference with couple dating and group dating. I don't need to go on the very first date. I don't need to go on the first date with your best friend and his girlfriend. What are we talking about? I don't even know you. Versus having to know your best friend. So it's definitely the challenges as a grown woman in this dating world that has shifted. It's hard because as sometimes we become bougie. Now we become high maintenance
because we want more. Because the experience.
Exactly. We expect more. We earn more of that experience.
But notice how you say grown woman, because
it's a difference.
Okay. There is a difference.
Okay.
There is a difference between the woman that wants to be courted and taken out and studied and known, and that can be able to reciprocate those things, versus the woman who wants to be wined and dined. And I don't say we don't all. What I mean is that superficial What can he buy me?
Mhm.
What can he do for me? Where can he take me? What clout is this going to get me on social media?
Right.
I don't give a damn.
No.
Oh, we could be dating for 4 years and you could never post me on social media and I would not feel salty about it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because that is just at the situation where I'm at. Like I get hell from my kid.
Mhm.
You don't go out, you don't date, you don't this. Because when I do it,
It'd be a waste of time. I could have sat in my bed and continue watching Arrow because I'm on season 2. Like, it's a waste of my time.
It's not all the time because I think we all, regardless what age we are, but especially after 40, especially those of us that have kids and jobs and established everyday life, we want to be courted.
Mhm.
We want to feel special. We want to make our significant other, once we get them, feel special. And I think dating for people looks different depending on what stage of life you're in and what you're looking at. I can appreciate those who are honest. There's a difference between meeting a guy and him being honest off the bat, going, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, I'm putting it in front of you.
Mhm. And either this is what I have to bring to the table so that I would know. This is my big thing. Don't take my choices away. Allow me to make that choice. If you're open and honest with me in the beginning, like, hey, this is what I don't have, or this is what I can't bring it to the table at this moment. At that moment, now the ball is in my court. Now I could be like, but I'm willing to get to know you. I'm willing to see where this goes, because at the end of the day, it might be a reason why we connected.
Mm-hmm.
It might be laid out for you because things are laid out for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing, is that when you are older and we have so much choices to make within a day, when you take those choices away and at the end of the day, if something happened, that's the first thing we think about. Well, had you told me in the beginning, it would have been way, way better. Mm-hmm. Way, way better. What stigmas do you feel like I hate to say older woman, but how about say as a mature woman face?
A bunch in different aspects. Not only are we older, so we have that to worry about, but I think everything's just so on the surface. I think it's a rarity that people want to be thought of and, captured in a deeper meaning.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yes, anybody can take you to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody could take you to dinner. Anybody can take you to bed.
Oh, that part. Right.
But at the end of the day, what differentiates that person from exactly what you want and exactly what you can reciprocate?
Mm-hmm.
So I think important things to talk about is to be on the same level, but as an older woman and as fighting the other people that are also dating that don't care where it goes to a deeper level, then you got to separate the two.
Right.
That's why I said honesty is the best thing.
Right.
You start talking to somebody, hey, I want this, I don't want this. This is what, I'm willing to deal with. Let me make that decision. Mm-hmm. But you got to know what you want, right, to begin. You got to know what you're willing to deal with, and you got to know what you're up against. Mm-hmm. So I think it depends. There can be stigmas, but you can overcome them. Exactly. Push them to the top once you know what you want.
Right. I think one of the biggest stigma when I think of being an older person dating is that we don't know how to have fun. Because we're all very serious. We're so serious. We're so routine. We're so, but we're so in that mode, and that's not true. It's just, it comes out when the right person initiates it to come out.
I agree.
It comes out when it's needed, or when you make me feel comfortable enough to bring it out. Because that independent Aisha is always going to be there. Always going to be there. But when a man is able to bring that feminine side, and I can drop that independence masculine side and I can just relax, then it comes out. That person has to be able to bring that out.
And not everybody can do that.
And not everybody can do that.
And the last, I hate to say it, and please do not judge me, judge your mom.
And you're right.
I have went on probably 3 dates in that many years. When I say 3, like different people. There was one person that I guess technically there were dates that I've hung out with so many times. And the other 2, I should never went. But the difference between this one person versus the other two, every single time I'm with that person, I don't have to worry about it. I can turn my brain off. I don't have to say anything. What if I say this? Are they judging me for this? Are they reading me for this? I don't have to worry about that. Right. That person is absolutely completely different from the other two. Right. There's a balance there, though. You know what I mean? And it's most people will look at you and go, oh, well, guy A and guy B didn't work out. Why? Because for the other reasons. Because I can't be myself. Because I can't turn it off. Because I can't sit in comfort in silence. And that is a thing. There's comfortable silence and then there's awkwardness. If I can't be beside you in the same room for an hour and not be quiet in ourselves and our company, you know what I mean? So there's a difference. And I would rather every once in a while hang out with that one person that I can be like that with than to go on 40 dates with other people. I don't got time. I don't have time.
It's a balance to be able to, it's a balance and it's a joy to be able to step out of step out that routine that I was used to doing. Like I'm used to being the person who has to do everything. So when I'm able to tap out of that, tap me out. How about tap me out of it? But when you do it naturally and I didn't even recognize that I came out of it now, I'm more so, even though I really hate the word submissive, but I guess it would be submissive. But in reality, it is submissive. And I went into that mode. That is amazing because when you're older and dating, first of all, when you're older and dating, you are dating with a purpose.
Intention.
And it's intention. It's with a purpose. It is now. Sometimes we have friends. Absolutely, we have friends. I call them. Yeah, some people might call situationships. I call it is what it is type people. But when you are exclusively dating, because first it started off as getting to know the person. And then when y'all say, okay, well, I'm exclusively going to date you, then it becomes with an intention. Like now we're talking about those hard questions. Where you see yourself in 5 years? All right, if I'm the type that wants to be married, do you want to be married? Because if I want to be a wife, but you don't desire to be a husband, tell me out. Because now, from the beginning, what are we doing?
Well, see, a lot of that has to be established beforehand, too. I think a lot of people in dating are so caught up in the matching outfits and posting on social media and doing all these things. But are you guys having these serious conversations? Are you guys on the same plane? Do you guys have the same goals for X amount of years? Right. Do you want to raise your children with the same religious beliefs? So these are important questions that people in this dating area, not everybody, right? Dating scene right now, I feel like they don't care. They are just worried about want to have sex, having fun, turning up, and then shrug it off. But then at the end of the day, these same people are at the house in their bed at night, wondering why, feeling insufficient with themselves, questioning things from other people. And we all do it. We're human. We all do it. But not everybody concentrates on things like that or don't care to. Right. You know what I mean? It just depends on where you're at in the dating scene and whether or not you want to dive deeper and ready to go to those stages of dating. And once you get there, is the person you're actually worth to going on to the next step with.
Exactly. So what would you say, what's the pros and cons between the young men and then the older men? What would you say the difference between the younger men and like the older men, the uncles, as they would say? And then we have the younger men. The PTYs. I call them PTYs, they're pretty old back.
It depends on how you bring it up. I've had initiation from both sides. And in your mind, you would think the older one.
Okay.
In your mind, okay. You would think that the older ones, because they are older and more established, are more mature and have things set up and know what they want. And that's not always the case. Like, so there are 20-year-olds that have that whole mentality that the 50-year-old doesn't.
Okay.
And same thing as far as the way they approach dating is different. He says it's hard to tell either way.
You know what? I dated I'm trying to think about that yet. I've never really dated a young guy. I have had younger guys approach me, but I had my era where I was dating older guys, and they had to be like 50, 55. I think the oldest was like 55. And I'm like you. Some of them I learned that because in my mind, okay, I'm gonna go older. They're gonna be more mature. They're gonna be more established. They know what they want in their life, so they know this, and it's gonna be amazing. Like I'm ready to tell my siblings, this is it. This is it. I'm still sitting.
And then reality.
In reality, they act like they're 18. So it's that whole concept of the older sometimes. Not for all men, hey Zandy, that's what I like to call y'all Zandys, hey Zandys. Not all you guys are like that, but that perception as a woman, you think the older you go, the more mature, more established. And in reality, that's not always the case. And they still have growing to do. Could have been whatever going on in their past or whatever. But I've seen somebody in their 50s and they dress like they're 18, pants sagging. It's just like, but at what point, when do you grow up? And I ask the same question to a woman. At what point, when do you grow up? At one point, when something becomes inappropriate because now we're older and we're doing more things. So I've had younger men approach me. I'm a little leery of PYTs. I love you though. I love you. I'm a little wary because I think of the age. Because I think PYTs, some of y'all don't have children. I can't bust no more babies out of here. So I come with an already made family. So which was my reason sometimes of sticking kind of older. But that don't mean nothing because I've met people in their 50s that still want to have babies. So the difference for me, will I date a younger guy? I would. If he showed me that, if he made me forget his age, how about that? If he made me forget how young he was, I would. Will I date an older guy? I do have a cutoff. I do have a cutoff. 55 is my cutoff.
I mean, fair, because
55.
I said I'll date an older guy, not my granddaddy.
55 is my cutoff because my grandma, God rest her soul, Mimi told me if you sleep with older men, you get worms. So 55. This is how she raised me. And every time I see an older dude, I be like, I get no worms. So I do have a cutoff. But I think it's a difference sometimes, the way they may approach you. Now, I'm not going to get it. Some PYTs, baby, y'all be on point. Y'all be stepping up your game. But I think sometimes, I do sometimes look for that establishment. That establishment. I need that.
I think it comes with the female sense of, well, not just female, the individual sense of wanting security. You just automatically in your brain think older, more stability, put together. But I mean, at this point, I'd be open to dating anybody depending on, how they overall treat me. I try not to look at age like that. I don't want somebody retired already.
Right.
But I don't exactly know if I want somebody fresh at 21, honey, because I'm
a little bit more experience.
You can't be the same age as my kid. I can't.
That's a lot. Like, that's a lot. When you're the same age around my children, first of all, how can I discipline my children for them to look in my face and be like, you don't say your man that?
Because,
I feel you can't say your man that. Like, if I tell my daughter or my child, you can't be out there smoking and doing stuff in the street. You ain't say your man that. Did you call him? First of all, we're not going to do that. We ain't going to do that. And I have some of those smart mouth children that will kick it right back to me real quick. So yeah, I can't. It has to be, I think what my cutoff is 55. And I want to say I'm 43, so I don't want to go no younger than like 35. I feel like I'm not really robbing a cradle, but what have you established? Like, what life have you? I don't want to take away nobody life experience because I'm at this point in my life that you're
ready to exactly, which isn't fair.
Which is not, it's not fair.
You know, if you're really considerate of the other person, those are factors.
Yeah, I don't want to. Why should I take that whole gap away? Even though you can be like, I'm ready and this is what I want. You're who I want. It's a whole lifestyle that I've already been through that you have yet experienced.
And I don't want to be the one to rob you of having those years.
Because if you still toot it over and you still out in the streets and you still hanging out and going out to the club and doing different stuff, that's not me no more.
Mm-hmm.
That's not me no more. And so at that point, I got to look at myself and I got to be like, well, yeah, I really like that person and I like to hang out, but is that really me in my life?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to rob you of that because if that's the journey or if that's where you are in your life, by all means, that's you. But that's not where I am. So who am I to say, hey, no, we're not, I don't do that. I may go out every now and then in a grown woman capacity, but that's just not me. And are we really going to fit? Either it's going to be compromise, it's going to be change, or we just going to be like, we're cool. We just be friends. So I think that's some of the difference between young men and older men. Well, I like to call y'all Zandys. Hey, Sandy. We love a good Sandy. What's up, baby? Our child wants to love here. Where's my beard, Sandy? Y'all go ahead and comment in the comment for me.
Just over the last couple of years, just got
into the beard.
I've never been a beard type of person because I'm always like, oh, it's not. Now I like, I'll plan it if you want.
Y'all drop them comments. Say hey to me and Don. Hey, Sandy's. PYT, y'all comment too, but hey, Sandy's. So, like, as an older woman, what have you learned that you wish you could go back and teach yourself?
About dating now over the last probably, I've been single over 4 years now, and I've learned a lot about myself, a lot of what I used to tolerate and used to deal with as the older version of myself. Not older as in age, older as in before,
right?
Pre-growth, you know what I mean? I wish I could go back and tell myself, is this really what you want? Or are you doing it to get them to fully appreciate you?
Settling.
Yeah. Like, are you settling because you want to be loved, because you want to have that attention?
Right.
Or is this person really meant for you? And I think, like I said, with the pressures and this and that, we just want somebody to call our own at the end of the day, somebody that understands us,
right?
Somebody that doesn't judge us, somebody that helps us grow, somebody that calls us out on our bullshit. Because at the end of the day, if I can't grow with you, if we can't establish something together, if we are not on the same page, then maybe what are we doing?
Accountability partner.
Being accountability. Because guess what? If you're doing great and I'm proud of you, I'm going to tell you. If you on your bullshit, also going to tell you that comes with me.
Right.
So if you can't take both sides of it at the same accord, if I fuck up, I'll admit it.
Right.
It might take some time, but I have full accountability because how can I ask you to be accountable for your actions, the things you do for yourself and the actions that affect other people around you if I'm not going to do the same?
Exactly.
And that's very important.
Exactly.
Very important.
I think if I can go back and tell my younger self, I would say it's okay to voice your concerns. I was big on just being accepted. Like I just want to be accepted. So I wouldn't, if something was wrong, if it was something that I didn't like, if it was something that in the relationship or when the person I was talking to or seeing, if they said something wrong to me, I wouldn't say nothing back
to keep peace.
Peace. And that's not good. Now you can't shut me up. Okay, I'm gonna say what I need to say. Now, granted, let's go back to my processing thing. It may take me a couple of days, but baby, now unless you make me mad, don't make me mad because then it's coming out.
A whole
nother. Like my cousin Carol liked to say, that's when Aisha come out. It's a whole nother level. But now when I don't feel right, I'm going to tell you. You hurt my feelings, I'm going to tell you. What you did was wrong, I'm going to tell you. But on the flip side, how can I support you? How can we do this? How can we make it better? What can I do? What did I drop the ball on? What did you drop? Like, now let's try to get that accountability part of it. But I definitely would tell old Aisha to speak up a little bit more. Because I think I know if she would have spoke up more, it would never took so long for her confidence to come into play. It took a long time. It took for me to be an adult for my confidence to come in. So I would tell her that.
Because it's growth. It's okay to take up space. And coming from recovering, because it's still there sometimes, a recovering people pleaser. You know, everything from being the oldest child to always being the most responsible friend out the friend group to just, I've always been that person. And I realized it's okay to take up space. Absolutely. It's okay to voice how I feel about things, good, bad, or indifferent. Because at the end of the day, I have to be alone with myself. I have to be held accountable for the decisions that I make, not only in dating, but in life, period. So, yeah.
But but at the end of the day, back then, though, that past Aisha is what made us who we are now.
Fair.
It made us the strong woman that we are. Girl, we are a force to be reckoned with right now. Okay, period. What would you give, like, when we think about the younger generation and they're now in this new dating, what would be some advice you would give the ladies?
Stay the hell off social media. And I say this, I am on social media. I have Facebook, I have Instagram, I dabble in TikTok, but I not only for, you know, if once you're dating somebody, I understand sharing stuff and we're all in a sharing mood and we want to know when we're proud of stuff going on. At the same time, that is a double-ended sword because now you got everybody and their opinions and what they think and all these outside factors weighing in already, you know, especially starting off fragile situation. And I think that there's so many pressures on us to share stuff and let people know what's going on every day of our lives. And for what? Right? Yes, I don't mind. You want to show me off, that's cool. You don't want to show me off, that's cool. But at the end of the day, all these 5,000 friends you got on Facebook are not living with you. No. They're not cooking for you. They're not right. Like I have friends, scratch, there's a difference. I have associates that, you know, well, he don't post me or he's always liking girls' pictures. And when I go on his page and look at his comments, stop showing me shit. Talk to him as a man face to face when y'all are there. But why? What? Stay the fuck off social media. Stay off social media. Right. If you want to do it separate, that's fine. But then that goes far from dating. That goes from the plans you got. And I had to learn this the hard way. The hard way. Because why? It's hard enough dealing with that person face to face. Not alone now. You got your family and your friends and strangers here, you know, and all these perspectives when it has nothing to do with them. Right. So I think a lot of frustrations with the current dating era is social media presence. I don't know, I stand on that.
I know, like if you follow my social media, you really don't know. One day you may think I'm engaged. One day you may think I'm married. One day I'm single. One day I'm going off. But like it's a post I just recently posted that said if you judge what I put on there, yeah, I could be mad, but it could really just be maybe McDonald's didn't give me all my chicken nuggets that day, and I'm just mad. So I'm the same with you on the social media. I'm the same with you because I had a relationship that I'm not. First, I'm a big social media person. I love social media. I love to laugh. It's first of all, when you have business, it's free marketing. Oh yeah. So I'm big on my social media. I'm not big on posting who I'm with and who I'm talking to on social media. But at one time I was dating a guy and that's what he was. He was big on it. So I compromised. So it was the posting pictures. Every time we went out, we would do this and it was the bragging and all that stuff. But when we broke up, Well, now the relationship is on social media. Now the breakup is on social media, and the questions and having to deal with that, and then the women that you thought was your friends and family is waiting for that one little mishap, and as soon as they see it, it's the slide in the DM type stuff on both ends. So that's one of the big, and I learned my lesson, and I promise you that I can even tell you what year it was in 2014. Since 2014. Y'all have not seen me post no other dudes on my page. And I have been in relationships. I have dated. No. I'm telling y'all, the day y'all see me with somebody is the day I'll be standing at the altar in my dress.
I'm telling you, because the next time I tell somebody,
and I promise you, the question's gonna be like, I ain't even gonna use it. I don't even want my sisters and my auntie them to post when I'm looking for the dress.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, engagements, of course, people are big. To be honest, I don't even want that. Don't put none there. Nothing.
No, for real.
Yeah.
Because you want to be proud of
I want to telling y'all gonna see what I did?
Mm-hmm.
By my husband.
I'm one of those with the face blocked in the face.
Right, by my husband. Y'all can be like, I didn't even know she. That's the type of stuff, because
at a time I didn't used to be like that. At a time I thought the opposite. Like, okay, well, we dating, so this one, like, I don't get how, honey, you done dated 6 men and shared all 6 of them men on social media. We confused right now.
Let me tell you, I'm nosy, because when y'all post a breakup, I'm going into the comments and I'm reading all the comments. And then I'm going on his page to see a picture. I'm a nosy now. I'm a nosy social media. So let me tell y'all, when y'all post y'all relationship, sometimes y'all have me feel like I broke up with the man because I'm so invested in y'all social media relationship. And then sometimes it's just for social media. Because at the end of the day, behind closed doors, y'all don't know what's going on when it comes to that relationship. I learned that a long time ago. I learned that I cannot idolize other people's relationship. I was big on that. And I'm telling you, I learned the lesson. I had this power couple that I idolized. I was like, oh, she doing big things and he's supporting her. He's doing this and she doing this. And when they broke up, come to find out he was beating her. But I idolized that because I was just seeing what was on social media. Perception. That perception, because they lived, when I say the perception was amazing. I was like, wow, I want that. That's what I want. But you have to be careful because you never know what's going on behind closed doors. So now that I'm in my 40s, I think about stuff like that. I think about, I'm not going to idolize people's relationships. I'm not going to post my business on social media. Now, every now and then you might catch me dressed up. You don't know if I'm going on a date night or I just going out with the girls.
Cute.
But I was cute. You never know where I'm going, but it's never going to say, oh, with my book. It's tagging people. Oh, I can't do that. Because let me tell you something. What I don't do is somebody coming after my man. It'll be an episode of Snap. Do that show still come on TV?
Yes, I'll be watching it.
Okay. Don't play with mine. So I don't put myself in, now that I'm older, I don't put myself in those childish situations. And I think that's how we have to be. So
You have to be active just
we have to. Because I gotta protect my peace. And now that I'm a mom, I gotta protect my household.
Because it's more than just
me now. And as a mom of a special needs child, now that's a whole nother new dating realm for me. Because now I have to be upfront. Because I need you to know, hey, my child with special needs. And if this is not something that you potentially want, I can't.
And this is not going to go for me.
I can't, because I have to protect her. So, Don, as we wrap up this, let's think, I got one question.
I'm kind of scared with the things you got going on, but go ahead.
Because sometimes as women, we don't like to take accountability. We don't like to blame ourselves. But can you think of a time where you dropped the ball, whereas you was the one who messed up a good thing?
Yes and no. It wasn't a serious relationship at the time. We had went on a couple of days. This was before my last serious relationship. And he was a really decent guy, but was way ahead of me in the relationship mentality. You know what I mean? I was still kind of young. I was, early 20s, just had a kid, and he wanted to do all the things in my head for me that, you want a man to do. You want a man to take care of you, you want him to be generous and this and that. But I fought myself on it. And it was, no, you're not ready, such and such and such. And I kind of inadvertently pushed him away by my actions. I didn't realize what I did to afterwards. So I still held accountability for myself, but I kicked myself every day for not having that conversation with him and going, you know what? I kind of was the one that kind of screwed things up. So I do regret that to this day. But at the same time, I don't, because now that I'm where he was at the moment, it gives me more insight into what I do and don't want. Right. Now that I'm ready to be established and I guess settle down, so to speak. So I kind of dropped the ball on that because I wasn't ready in several capacities, but I also didn't have the mentality to understand that at the same time. So, yeah.
Well, I didn't never drop the ball because I know. I would say, one of the times that I felt like I dropped the ball was when sometimes as a woman, we let our friends kind of convince, we let our friends come in, we take our friends' advice, and, with him at that time, it could have been fixed. It could have been fixed if I'd allowed it to just be us fixing it. But I allowed my friends to be like, girl, Aisha, you don't need to do that. And he did, and da 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 da. And they talking in his ear. And I was at that stage where I wasn't talking out for myself. So they're talking this in, and I listened to them. And basically, I allowed them to come in and destroy a relationship that probably could have had the potential to be fixed, But so I feel like that was a situation where I dropped the ball. Hindsight now, I listen to my friends' advice, but it don't dictate my outcome. Yeah. It don't dictate my outcome. Like, I listen to the advice of what I call true friends, because there's a difference. So true friends that wants to make sure I will be hurt, that loves me, and make sure that I am in a spot that I am safe. So I listen. However, at the end of the day, Aisha now makes her own decision versus allowing other people to make.
Because you never know what kind of space that person is in when they're giving you this guidance or talking. You never know if they are bitter. You never know if they just went through a breakup. You never know if they're still mad from their past situation. So that's growth for you to be able to say, okay, well, I appreciate your opinion, but at the end of the day, Aisha is going to make a decision.
And then even when we come to think about relationships, my siblings may not care for who I date with, my family, but at the end of the day, I have to make that decision. I may not care for who they date with, but at the end of the day, they made that decision. They're the one who's sleeping with them. They're the one who's with them. But I still respect
and support.
I just wait for the day they give me the code word. Okay. And then I'm starting to roll up. But at the end of the day, whether you're an older woman, a younger woman, an older man, a PYT, or his Andy, at the end of the day, we have to make our own choices. We have to know what we want, what our expectations are, what our goals are, because your goals may not be my goals. And from there, I think the difference between dating younger than dating older, we date with a purpose. And when you're younger, you date to have fun. We date with a purpose. When you're younger, y'all date to have fun. And that's okay, because you're at that period in your life, you need to have fun. Not saying we still have fun, but it's in a different way now. It's a different way. And so I encourage all of my mature women out there, come on, 40 Club. What's that little TikTok thing? I
feel old. I feel like I'm okay, so I just hear Sexy Red playing in my head. I'm like,
yes, okay, whatever. At the end of the day, be comfortable to go out there and date. Don't ever think, oh, I'm too old for this. Oh, if I'm not married by this age, girl, please enjoy your life. Go out there and date. Date with a purpose, whatever that purpose is. Be safe with it and enjoy life. So,
In your own
in
skin.
your own skin. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having
And my boo. And my boo. That's my boo.
Yes.
I feel like we should do it again. Is that when you do? Okay. So, hey guys, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us, Sex Battalion on the Lifestyle Network. Please like, subscribe, and follow us across all social media. And we just thank you so much who has been watching, who has been sharing, who has been liking. We so appreciate you. Until next time. Bye.